EJ here at crankskins.com. Today we're going to be doing our 3M matte wrap crankskins installation. It's going to be a rather lengthy video, probably around 5 minutes. We're going to kind of touch base on an old crank and then use a new crank and do an installation on that just to show you the different looks. Comes in a lot of different colors. Check the website for all the availability. What we're going to do is do one of the Truvative double X cranks, a used one, probably 2-3 years old, that wasn't protected. It's kind of beat up. You can see that. We're just going to leave it on our crankskin install template, which we like to use. Makes for easier installation if you have it on the bike or on a bench. Helps out. First thing we're going to do is, with all installations, we're going to want to make sure it's clean. Alcohol. And with any used, unprotected, beat up old crank, you're going to have little nick marks, things of that nature. We like to save them just for those purposes. It's fairly easy material to work with. Recommend using a little heat. It helps form it around it real nice. So we're going to use one of the matte red. Peel it back. You're going to line up your pedal hole. And just like a regular crankskin, you're going to slowly work it down. If you get any wrinkles, bubbles, peel it back a little bit. Now with the matte material, what I like to do is a little bit of heat, either a heat gun, hair dryer, warm it up. It'll soften up real quick. And walk the material over the side. I bet whoever had this crank would have liked to have done this right off the bat, and they would have had less nicks and scratches and scuff marks. And that's pretty much it. You can see where it leaves a little impression where the previous wear marks will come through. That's pretty much it. What I'll do real quickly is pull this off the jig and run around and grab a pair of our crank ends. What's nice with these, finishes off the job real nice. So that would be on an old crank that you want to cover up any dings and dents. Now, if you take a new one, we're going to use the CX70 again, since it's the closest one on the bench right now when we're doing video installs. What are we going to do? We're going to do, say you want to match something nice on your lime green bike. Pull off the pedal hole. Before I go too far ahead, we're not going to assume that it's clean. We're going to, a little alcohol. Make sure it's nice and clean. Same as any installation. Slowly peel crankskin back. This is a nice lime green. This is my son's favorite. Line up the pedal hole. Line up the bottom. If it's not perfect, lift it up and do it again. There you go. I'm just going to slowly work down the crankskin. And this is the new 3M matte. It's just a nice material. Up top, a little bit of wrinkle there. You can just pick it back up, fold it down. Finish the job off, a little bit of heat. See a little wrinkle right there. Slowly work that down. Up top near the pedal hole. There we go. Now, hopefully by the end of March, we'll have the crank ends that are specific for the Shimano cranks and some of the other smaller crank sets. That way we'll be able to finish it off. But that's just how a mat installation goes. Removal. Slowly peel it back. And if you go nice and slow, you're going to avoid having to go clean it up if it leaves a bunch of residue. If it does, always use the old crank skin to pull up the residue. That's it for the 3M matte crank skin installation. Thanks. Go ride your bike.